Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Agrawal sir. Kajal madam, are you there? Madam Kajal?
Am I audible?
Madam Kajal, are you there? Na? Hello? Good morning, Agrawal sir. Madam Kajal? Good morning, Agrawal sir. Am I audible to you?
Am I audible now?
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, Kajal, you are audible.
Okay. Sir, shall we start?
Yeah, of course.
Yep. Namaskar and good morning to everyone connected to this webinar. Respected speaker today's webinar, Mr. S.K. Agrawal sir, our chairman, Mr. S.P. Sharma sir, and esteemed participants. I, Kajal Gupta, manager of Divya Jyoti Values Foundation RVO and coordinator of CP, extend a warm welcome to you all in this program. As you are aware, the topic of today's CP is use of index in valuation with practical cases. An index is a tool for measuring change in a group of representative data points. It is a method of track the performance of a group of assets in a standardized way. It is one of the important tools in the hands of valuers to make use in case of valuation. The topic is important and very useful for valuers. That is why we have chosen a very experienced and highly qualified speaker, Mr. S.K. Agrawal sir, to take this session. Without losing any further time, I wish to hand over the mic to Mr. S.K. Agrawal sir, but before, I will shall introduce him to you all. Mr. Sushil Kumar Agrawal Agrawal sir is a BTech from IIT Kanpur, holds a prestigious diploma in management from Thunderbird, USA. He is ICW inter and has undertaken courses in high-speed, high-quality production techniques from AOTS Japan, project management from PII, and strategic management for leaders IIM Kolkata. He is a registered valuer. He is a member of expert committee of Divya Jyoti Values Foundation RVO, International Valuation Committee of IOV, Chartered Engineer for India and Canada, Board of ABTS Alumni Association Delhi, and he is NPC approved lean consultant. Besides having a rich and varied experience in valuation field, undertaking high value and prestigious valuation of assignment, he has over 40 years of corporate experience as business head and manufacturing head. He has proven and known turnaround expertise for various sectors and has international expertise and experience for working in Japan, Tanzania, and Germany. He is a debate speaker and is fond of teaching. He is a regular guest faculty at different institutes like IIT Goenka, Technical University, MSc Baroda. He is our esteemed and very popular member of faculty for MEP and CEPs. He is based in Gurgaon. Sir, over to you for a wonderful learning session for 4 hours, bifurcated into 2 sessions with a break of 12 to 1. Thank you.
Kajal, thank you very much. First, let us first is, am I audible to everybody? If not, please raise a hand. Number 2, is my way of speaking okay to everybody? That's the second thing. And the third thing is that in this seminar, I will be using a lot of Hindi and English together, unless there is somebody who wants everything to go into English only. सर प्लीज ऐसे मत करिए कि सब लोग चुप बैठे हुए हैं, तो बोलने वाले का मन भी थोड़ा सा खराब हो जाता है.
Fine.
We have been asked to be mute, so that's why we are trying to listen to you. And I request that should be in English, because many of our friends are, I think, from South India, so they may have problem, having, in Hindi. So English will be better without any controversy.
No. See, from I know English, Hindi, and a couple of other foreign languages, but there are also some people which I have experienced who don't understand English very well. So what I will do, I will go by a mix of English and Hindi. And if you don't understand, please intervene there and I will explain in any other language. I hope that will be fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, now let me give you a little more brief. I have experiences in companies like Maruti Udyog. I was among the first 100 people, and Larsen and Toubro and BHEL, hardcore manufacturing person. I've also worked as business heads, so we were always doing valuations of the new projects and constructions and so many things. And I was among the first batches of people who got the valuers certificate. And we do keep on getting some assignments, though plant and machinery assignments are not in large numbers. So this topic is about indexes. And let me start the sharing so that we can. Kajal, you have to enable my sharing or make me the host.
So wait.
I'm also going to switch off my camera because it takes a lot of bandwidth and there will be a lot of other sharing, of course.
Done.
So we are going to start with indexes, and with indexes, what is an index? Index is a very useful concept, not easily understood. There are different indexes and how to use it in valuation. Now here I'm going to take a little step back and explain what is index and how it is calculated in a little more detailed manner so that we all can understand why and how indexes are used. Okay. Which is the most popular indexes which anybody has seen? Any idea, sir?
WPI. Wholesale price.
WTI. No, sir. I'm looking for an index which changes every second.
Nifty.
Nifty, stock market
Economy-
indexes.
Economy advisory.
GDP, sir. GDP.
GDP is not an index, it is a full value.
Okay.
Sir, economy
Okay.
advisory.
Economy
Population
advisory.
growth.
Population growth is a number. Now let me go to a whiteboard and then let us do something which is interesting. Now in NSE, how many shares are traded or how many shares are listed?
50.
Any? Sorry,
100.
100 shares are listed. Any other opinion, sir?
Sir, listed are more than 6,000, but NSE index comes from top 100 shares.
No, it's a top 50, in fact, Nifty 50. Yeah.
Okay, so the total number of shares listed are over 6,000, which is absolutely correct. Just a minute, sir.
Top 50.
Okay, no, hold on. So let's go. So number of share listed is about 6,000. Now, when we say a share, what are the attributes of the share? Now, let me give you a few examples. HDFC Bank is a share. Then you have Sibar Auto is a share. Prop Tiger is a share. Now, these shares, there must be something attribute because all are listed. First is, are they all equal? Number two, what do they represent? Okay, when we talk of attribute to a share, then first thing we say the number of shares available in the market, correct? If I have only 100 shares to trade, then the number of shares is 100. And if I have something like 1.6 crore shares, then means the number of shares are quite different. So that is number one. In HDFC Bank, the number of shares is very high. In Sibar Auto, it is very less. In Prop Tiger, even lesser. So we cannot talk about, let me write one more thing here, which is Hindalco. So this is the number of shares in the market is one attribute. The second attribute is the price of the share. That is the price at which the share is traded. What else? Then there is another thing which is called free float. It means SK Agarwal has got shares, but he doesn't want to trade or they are locked up for some reason. So these are shares freely available to trade. Suppose I have put my shares onto the bank and taken a loan. So these shares will not be free float. They will be blocked shares. So if we see these are, of course, there are many other things, dividend and so on. But let us put it only these three things: number of share available in the market, price of the share, free float.
What about volume, sir? Volume of trade?
Volume of trade. Yes, yes, of course. You see, I can add another few, but I'm just trying to go on the index side. So these are some of the attributes. We can have more attributes. We have foreign holdings, we have mutual fund holdings, and so on. So now, why is share market important? Yes, sir. Any reason why is share market important?
Liquidity and
No.
price.
Sir,
No.
big size entrepreneurs have a capital from common public to grow their business multiple times.
Absolutely correct. It is to get equity capital from very large number of people so that businesses can be bigger and serve society better. The first stock market, the way we know today, any idea, sir, where it was established and approximately when? It was established in Amsterdam, and it was established by approximately 1726. So the present way of the stock market goes to that extent. Chalo sir, out here, see, I'll keep on giving various examples and story to make things lively. Any idea when the Indian stock market started trading?
1893.
1893 is absolutely correct. And it was traded where? Which location?
Bombay Stock Exchange.
No, there was nothing like Bombay Stock Exchange at that time.
Sir, Calcutta Stock Exchange.
No, there was no stock exchange. It was three people, two Marwadi and a Gujju Bhai, who started trading under a tree in Bombay. So very interesting that the stock market can only be or was started by two Marwadis and one Gujju Bhai. I have a name somewhere, but that's not important. So from there, today the market has become so big. Now, and because there is so much of money involved, public money, small people money, then mutual fund, which again have people even investing 100 rupees. That's when the SEBI came into picture. SEBI was set up in 1993-94. It is an independent regulator of financial markets and derivatives, and it is considered the best regulator in the world. Okay, now once we go from there, there are some things which are very interesting, which are there. And the first thing which is very interesting is total So what it means is, now what is market capitalization? This is number of shares into price is equal to market cap of a company or a stock. So if we do a total of the stock market, then the total market capitalization is equal to GDP. And Warren Buffett, who is supposed to be one of the top investors, it says the minimum it has gone is 0.83 and the max it has gone is 1.1. So what it basically he's saying is, in as a trader, because I also do some trading and investing, that if the total market capitalization goes below 0.95, you buy shares. And if it goes above 1.05, you sell shares. So you will make a profit because that's where the whole thing is. So that's one thing very interesting. The second thing which comes out of this is, if the total market market capitalization is equal to GDP, and assuming in 2024 Modi ji comes back and he makes the economy to be 5 trillion plus, so in next 2 to 3 years the market capitalization will go up. The number of shares will not go up so much. So what will go up is the price. So indirectly, in case anybody believes with Modi ji's theory, then market looks to be very bullish or looks to be very high. Okay, so far very good. Now the next question comes in here is, how do we decide that the market is going up or going down? How do we decide the market is going up or going down?
Depend on demand and supply ratio, and again prediction against the future requirement in various sections, various products.
You are correct, but those are the reasons. Now let us say, I'm giving you an example. Let us say HDFC Bank, the price went up, it was plus by 12 rupees. Reliance was minus by 11 rupees. Sibar was plus by 0.30 rupees. L&T was minus by 1 rupee 50 paisa. Now with these type of thing, can you tell whether the market has gone up or not? Or market has gone up or gone down?
No, sir.
Yes.
Can you?
Yes. The
How
price
can you tell?
for the previous day, the price traded today, if there is a difference, the difference will indicate if it has gone up or down, the variance.
Weighted average, all put together.
See, now, when we talk of different shares, now the HDFC Bank number of shares price versus Reliance versus Sibar versus, see, everybody, all these companies have different share traded price. They also have a different volume. They also have a different, market capitalization. Of course, the best way is all the shares, all the things you keep multiplying and take the changes. But that's a pretty difficult enterprise. So what was seen, Mr. Doe and Mr. Jones. Have anybody heard these two names?
Yes.
What is Mr. Doe and Mr. Jones, sir?
These are indices for US market.
Indices, yes, market.
For US market, sir, US market is slightly a bigger term.
Manufacturing
Mr. Doe
area.
and Mr. Doe, no. Let me explain. Mr. Doe was the owner of Wall Street Journal, and Mr. Jones was the chief editor. They realized that just 30 stocks in some manner can reflect the full market. Okay. So this was called at the Dow Jones Industrial Index, and this Dow Jones Industrial Index is not of US market, it is of New York Stock Exchange. See, in New York Stock Exchange, there are two exchanges, New York Stock Exchange, and there is a, what you call, NASDAQ. Plus, Chicago also has a little bit of trading. A lot of US shares are traded on Toronto and London also. So, Dow Jones Index is a index of 30 shares of New York Stock Exchange. I'm talking in a very strict way, and purposely I'm doing it. So please bear with me. So it is an index of 30 shares. Now, how do you decide these 30 shares? So what they did, they took the following parameters. First thing they said was the total free float and market capitalization. The second thing they said is leadership in the industry segment. And the third thing they also did was dividend quantity. You see, if there might be spelling mistakes, so please, I'm sorry for it upfront. Now, what they did was they took the total free float market capitalization, which means what is the total number of shares multiplied by the price, gave the market capitalization. They also said leadership in the industry segment, which means suppose my banks have got large amount of market capitalization, my index cannot be bank alone. So my index has to have a movie company, a railway company, a construction company, a hospital, and an IT company. So it has to be a leadership. It has to be a diversity. And there should be a dividend continuity. Any guess why a dividend, not the value of dividend, but the continuity of dividend? Do you know any reason why this was added? Though this is not in the calculation. This was added to see whether the company is still profitable or not. So with these three parameters, they created an index, and Dow Jones theory today is one of the strong theories of stock market price, how to predict the stock market movement and so on. So when we do this, then what they did was so they did like this, and then they divided it by a total number. And I am just putting it number because I don't want to make it technical. If anybody is interested on a stock market, we can have a separate session without Divijoti. They can't help us on that. So, and this index is going on since 1904 till now, and it is extremely successful. So what they have now done is they have taken 30 stocks, and these 30 stocks, they represent the largest market capitalization. They are the leader in the industry and they are profitable. So in a manner, this this reflects the market sentiments. Okay, any questions till now? Any questions till now?
Yeah, you said that the GDP is the total market value of the shares. Then what
Market
about
capitalization.
market capitalization? There are so many things which is not coming in market capitalization, like lot of services are being done, agricultural activities are there, and so many transport, even as what services provided by a taxi driver, auto rickshaw, wala, and all that, it do not come under this and share market value. How then this GDP is the market capitalization?
Okay. Now maybe my communication was not okay. This ratio that market capitalization and GDP is related was found by Warren Buffett. Number one. Number two, he did this ratio for over 100 years of New York Stock Exchange data. And that is why he said he found something like this. Okay. Now, what you are saying, I totally agree that yes, there is a lot of informal sector, there is a lot of small businesses which get added into the GDP, but don't get added to the stock market. You are 100% right, fully accepted. But still it is seen that this ratio that GDP is equal to market capitalization is possible even in India or London or Tokyo or New York or Toronto, anywhere. So this is a very interesting concept. Right, sir? No, but this is not an official that GDP has to be equal to market capitalization. The market capitalization in the stock market, it changes every second. So the people who love trading, in their computer screen, they see the prices of all these shares going plus or minuses. Okay. Any other questions, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. So now let's take further. So what happened in India? The first index which was created was Sensex. Any idea, sir, when it was created? It was created on Diwali. And it started off with a value of 100, which today it is about 65,000, let us say. So what it means is that the total stock market overall has grown from 100 point to 65,000 point from 79 up to now. So, you can say that if I have invested in a particular type of shares, something, I could have got so much. Now, Sensex has got 30 shares. It is reviewed every quarter. What reviewed every quarter means? See what they do, all the 30 shares and some more shares, they keep reviewing. Does it have the market leadership? Are they going to give dividends or not? Something, and all these things, there's a committee, and all these committees are not the members of the stock exchange. They cannot trade, they cannot own. And then they say, okay, we have to add a company or delete a company. So that's a very common thing. Recently, people who are with the stock market, there were two incidents, very major incident recently. The one was HDFC merged in HDFC Bank. And the second was, any idea which was the second?
EU Finance
Related to
acquired their
Reliance?
Fincare.
Sorry?
EU Finance Bank acquired their Fincare.
But
Sir,
they are not.
ITC. ITC.
No, no. See, yes, what it was, Geo Finance
Yeah.
separated from Reliance. Now, why I'm saying these two companies? Because both these two companies, HDFC and HDFC Bank, were part of Sensex. And there was nothing like Geo Finance. It was only Reliance. So now they have taken Geo Finance out of Reliance. So when these two things happen, then the Sensex committees, they sat down, like in case of HDFC and HDFC Bank, it took them 1 year to decide so many things, how the index will change and so on, so forth. And in Geo Finance also, they were both of them were part of the index for about, I think, 3 months or 3 weeks or something. And then they became separate, all adjustment and all took place. Now, when we are talking about so many things, there is a government department. And so approximate trading in the stock market, how much is the volume traded per day? Any idea, sir?
Sir, mostly between 2,000 to 3,000 lakh crore.
3 lakh crore.
Just
3 lakh crore.
3 lakh crore, sorry.
So the total traded per day is about 3 lakh crores. Now, in a market which is trading 3 lakh crore per day, that market becomes so important for the Indian economy, or for that matter, the world economy. And hence, so many things are done. Now in this, how does these things make a difference? Now, first thing is, financial policy. The second thing is RBI monetary policy. Third is USD INR exchange rates. And then so many other things which keep on happening just because of this stock market. Now, in the stock market, all of these people, RBI, Ministry of Finance, and even other stock market, they don't check each and every stock. It is impossible. What they do is all decision makers look at the index. That is what all they do.
SEBI.
SEBI is also part of it here. That's number 4, SEBI.
Okay.
Yeah. So all of these people, they keep on looking on SEBI is very smart. They look at on a second by second. All the total data which is there in NSE and BSE, SEBI automatically gets it in their servers. So everybody is quite scared of SEBI. Just as an information, a few years ago, somebody called Mukesh Ambani was fined 25 crore to be paid from his personal pocket for insider trading. This fine was imposed by SEBI. So even people like Mukesh Ambani were not spared by SEBI. And recently, whole of Adani Group, the Supreme Court has put a committee and SEBI has put a committee, their auditors change. So a lot of things they happen. But because this is financial health of the country, it becomes important. And as valuers, we are dealing with the financial well-being of the country also. So all decision makers look at the index. Now, let us see Sensex. It has 30 shares. Nifty, it has 50 shares. Then there is something called Nifty Bank. It has got about 21 shares. This I may be wrong, but all bank. So there are various indexes which are there. The largest index in India is Nifty Total Index, which is of 750 shares. And in New York Stock Exchange, they have an index called Russell, which is of 2,000 shares. So, I'm just trying to say that an index can be of 50 shares and an index can be of 750 shares or even 2,000 shares. So there are various indexes, and for different indexes, there are set rules on which you can see. And if anybody is interested to see those rules, one can always go back to the websites of these stock exchanges and they can see the rules. So that is the way it will be. Now, sir, any questions here? I hope this discussion was interesting from a stock market perspective.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Any other questions or we? Yes, please. Okay. If no questions, then let us come back to our original presentation. I took a lot of time into going through this because stock market is an easy way to explain what are indexes. So now let me go back just a minute. How do I save this? I'm trying to see to save this somehow. So let me see. I'm not deleting it. Here. So now we come back to, it's a very useful concept, not different indexes and how to use it in valuation. Let's now see. I hope, so what is index? Index is a weighted average of related parameters. So the related parameter is very important. I cannot have an index of Reliance share and Amul milk price because both these two things are very different. However, I can have an index where I can have a Amul milk price with the sugar price. And those index which are actually used in the country is which is called the consumer price indexes, and we'll come to that also. Now, example, Sensex, 30 stocks, 30 shares, representing certain level of float and so many things. We discussed about this a lot of things. Now, the Sensex, if you see, these are the 30 shares they've listed. Reliance, 13.36%. HDFC Bank, 9.65%. ICICI Bank, 8.78%. HDFC. Now, HDFC, this is an older data. So HDFC is there now. HDFC is not there. So this is a weightage. This multiplied by the price, you get the index. And this weightage you calculate by the total market capitalization. Another very interesting thing is in US market, the longest time a company has stayed in the index was GE, where it stayed for 73 to 74 years. Otherwise, it has been seen that a company stays in the index only between 5 to 20 years. What it means is, if your leadership is gone of that industry, your dividends are falling, then you may not stay in the index. And if you stay in the index to get money from the market or to raise a loan or whatever you want to do in the financial market becomes very easy. On a personal side, suppose I have a share of Sibar Auto and I have a share of Reliance. If I go to bank, if I want to take a loan for a Reliance share, the bank will give me 60% of the value of the share as loan. Value means the share price. For Sibar, they will tell us, forget it, sir, we don't recognize Sibar. They are not credit worthy, which means suppose I default, then nobody will buy the shares and get the money of Sibaro. So, that's where to have a share in the index is very, very, for the company, it is a lot good gain. Now, if we look into the S&P BSE Sensex from 95 up to 17, see, this is the way it went into. And if we see this dip was the Lehman Brothers incident. I actually should update this up to 2023. Then we can also see the Corona dip, which will also be there. And all this data which I am showing, they are all available in stock market websites. So there's nothing great on this. So the interesting thing on this is, if you see, I can draw a straight line, a trend line, and the market has been growing continuously. Okay, we take further. So history of Sensex was taken. There have been 12 addition, subtraction on Sensex. And this is a reflection how stock market is moving. And with time, wealth indicator change and stock index reflects. Now, what does wealth indicator means? I think we all know in the olden days, we used to say that the Kerala ka jo Cochin ka Maharaj hai, he had 5,000 elephants. So he was known by the number of elephants he had. Yeah, Krishna ji ke Mathura mein 20,000 gaye hoti. So, those were the indicator of the wealth at that time. From there, it became how much of land you have. Land for taking out minerals or whatever. So that was the second indicator. From there, it became the industrial revolution where the machine started started by James Watt making the steam engine, and more the number of machines, more it was. Even today, machines are a big indicator. If you look into China, their manufacturing is far larger. In US, the total percentage of GDP in manufacturing has gone down to just about 11%. So the machines have gone down, and now it is technology expected to be from technology, it is expected to be experience. So technology means all the mobile and the Zoom and everything we are doing here is all technology. The amount of wealth creation which the technology companies have done in sir, can you switch off your please come on mute. Okay. So today, if you look into the amount of wealth creation which was done by Reliance, which is a machine-oriented company, now changing, but it was a machine-oriented, the largest refinery and everything a machine, to TCS, which has no assets nothing. And the turnover and the amount of wealth creation which TCS has done in technology as compared to Reliance did in machines. What happens tomorrow? We don't know. The good thing about the index is whatever happens, the share market people sitting in their Dalal Street offices, they will keep on changing so that index reflects the full economy of the country. Any questions, sir?
No, sir.
I hope you are enjoying the total thing, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay. Now, what is an importance of an index? The importance, it gives a fairly good picture of all the items we are interested. Okay. The second thing is, this is tracked on a regular basis. So index is tracked on a regular basis. A wholesale price index is issued every week also. And the stock market index is issued every second. The GDP data is issued every quarter. So, these are being tracked on a regular basis. This forms an important number to take decisions on. Let us say in a company, there is an index of raw material and they suddenly find the index has got changed. Okay, so from there, the raw material has changed. But in raw material, they found the plastic price has gone down, but the copper has shot up. So then the index has changed because it reflects the importance of copper over plastic, and then they can take decisions. I have seen multinational and large companies like General Motors and Siemens, where they have these indexes, because with these indexes, they are able to compare the operations and the what you call purchasing and so on against different factories all over the world. Then another importance of index is changing the constituents and percentages, thereby making it relevant. Any idea, sir, when the wholesale price index was first released? Correct, sir, as valuers, you should know. The first wholesale price index was released in 1950s, where the base year was 1951. The number of items at that time was just about 100, and now the same wholesale price index has over 1200 items. So what has happened? The constituent and the percentage, they keep changing.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Sound is clear now. Voice issue is there.
Okay. So again, let me repeat. When in 1951, the wholesale price index was made, it was made by a subcommittee, which was later became into the statistical department under, at that time, it was Planning Commission, now Niti Aayog. And from about 100 items in 1951, now it has become over 1200 items. Now in 1951, you cannot have a mobile phone there because there was no mobile phone. The telephone may not be there because the number of telephones was restricted. But today, with more than 150 crore connections and everybody having two mobiles will come as part of our daily life. So it will be there in the wholesale price index. So changing the constituents and percentage is where it is required to keep it relevant. Otherwise, nobody will agree to those very old things. and comparison to similar indexes is possible. Now, what it means is, if I take the wholesale price index of USA, or I take the wholesale price index of India, and we see the trend of both these two indexes over a period of time, we can find out what has happened, which is country has got more inflation, where is the, the life is moving. Another thing on a practical case, suppose a machine is purchased and then for the manufactured item or the machine manufactured capital goods, the index in UK is moving at the rate of 1.3% per annum, and in India it is moving at the rate of 6% per annum. It means the Indian manufacture of capital good is in the price is going up at a much higher pace than what England is. We'll see a very interesting case where we have used a lot of indexes to come to a very interesting conclusion. And on that, it's a genuine case. And on that case, we were grilled by SEBI, and we were able to answer. The 15-minute session went to 3 hours, but we were able to clear it, and they did not change any of our value or even asked us to look into it. So comparison to similar indexes is possible. Any questions, sir? Nothing. Okay, we have got about 1 hour done. Shall we take a 7 to 8 minutes coffee break? Coffee, tea, cigarette, and toilet break?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So let
Yes, sir.
let me also make my coffee. Somebody
Okay,
may
sir.
like to have somebody cigarette, somebody toilet. So, and then we meet at precisely 11:05.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Please read. Yeah, 5 minutes break.
Well, your sound is not audible actually. Yes, sir. Shall we start?
Yeah, now you're audible. You can start.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Anything which you want me to explain again in Hindi or redo it? And I hope all the session was interesting, and we'll keep on making it interesting.
Yes, sir.
Now, when we talk of indexes, there are public indexes, there are private indexes. And one of the most important indexes for elections and political parties are wholesale price index and consumer price index. The reason being, they reflect the inflation, and when inflation goes up, the purchasing power of the people come down. When that happens, then elections get lost. So when the tomato was 200 rupee a kg, there was a problem, and now onions going up, and the government banning onion and banning rice export and so on. So all of these things they know very well. They affect the inflation, and hence it has to be kept in strong control. Now, let us talk about wholesale price index. This is started in 1900. The number of items change over a period of time. And the base year to calculate index also changes from time to time. And the relationship from past series to present is also declared. Now, what it means is when the base year changes from 1951 to 61, then the how to change or calculate in a continuous basis is also given, and all these indexes data is given on Niti Aayog website. So it will be good if you can download it. These are on Excel sheets, so very easy to manage. So as of today, all commodities are 100%. Commodities mean something which are traded as a commodity and not as a branded item. That's what a commodity will look like. So a truck is taken as a truck, or a truck is taken as goods movement vehicle, and not a Tata truck or Eicher truck like this. Now, primary article, they have defined three categories. In three categories, they have said primary articles, which is 22.6%. Then fuel and power at 13.2%, and manufactured product today is 64.2%. Now, Indian GDP has 17.5% from agriculture and 50% employment, whereas USA has 5% GDP and 10.3% employment. So you can see the two economies, how these economies and everything are different. Any questions on this? I have a lot of data which I can show on Excel sheet also in case anybody is interested. So, okay, let's go. For valuation, we use the right WSI constituent. Okay. Out here, we have a mixed group. First question, is there any index of property value by any major Indian authority? I'm not talking about construction cost. I'm talking of property value.
Revenue Department of Government.
The Revenue Department of Government, no, because the reason the Revenue Department is not there, because the property comes under State Act, and every state has got a different conveyance deed or transfer charges. During Corona, the Maharashtra government had made the charges very low, 1% or 2% or something, so that they can get a lot of what you call revenue out of it.
Sir, beg your pardon, what is full form of WSI? I'm sorry to ask such question.
No, there's absolutely nothing. No need to be sorry, sir. WSI means Wholesale Price Index. Wholesale Price Index is taken out by the Niti Aayog Statistical Department. They take the prices of wholesale goods, and from there they have a weightage, and from the weightage they multiply and see the changes, and with that the index comes out. Now these are wholesale. So wholesale means these are done at the mandis or at the trading centers. Sir, a question totally different. ये हिंदी में जीरा कहते हैं, इंग्लिश में cumin से क्या कहते हैं? I may be wrong. Do you know where is the largest market of that in India? And incidentally, that is also largest in the world.
No, some people call it WPI. That's why I say.
WPI is different. WPI is normally called as for the industry price, wholesale purchase index. And in India, it is not used, but it is used very commonly in US. And so in India, we say WSI. So let's talk of Jeera. Any idea, sir, India, which is the largest mandi or trading place of Jeera?
Rajasthan.
Unja, Mehsana.
Haji?
Unja, Mehsana, Gujarat.
Gujarat.
Correct.
North Gujarat, Mehsana, Unja.
Near Mehsana, there is a place called Ujna. So it is there, and it is the largest trading. It is largest trading place in the world for Jeera. So when we talk of wholesale price index, the prices from Ujna are taken, not from my what you call MDH masala price. So very interesting that in India we have a place called Ujna, where the world largest trading takes place for this. Okay. Now, let us look into the detail of present series. This is going into a little more detail, but this will also help us in understanding index better and will also help us to how to use the index in which manner. So the primary articles, the food articles are 77 in number and the total weightage is 15.25. This is from 100. Primary article, the total weightage is 22.6156. Then in primary, they have also put non-food articles, which are 28 in number, and the weightage is 4.11. The minerals, 0.833 is the weightage with 11 items, and crude petroleum and natural gas, which is 2, means there are only 2 constituents, where the weightage is 2.40. So it's very interesting again. Here, in fuel and power, they have not put crude petroleum and natural gas. It is in the primary, and fuel and power is coal, mineral oil, and electricity. So these are the 3 weightages and the total number of items in that. Now, mineral oil means basically hydraulic oil, lubricating oils, and so on. Then manufactured product. In manufactured product, it is 64. So manufacture of food products, manufacture of beverages, that means Coke and so on. Manufacture of tobacco product, which is also included, 0.51. Manufacture of textile. Now you see how important is textile for us and for the government, that the weightage is 4.6. Then the manufactured products, let us keep on taking it on. Manufacture of wearing apparels, manufacture of leather and related products, manufactured of wood. Just on manufacturing of leather and related product, India was the largest manufacturer of leather and related product in the world, but now it has come number 2. Any guess which is number 1? Brazil is number 1. Now, why is Brazil number 1? Brazil is number 1 because they have large farms where they, what they do is beef. So they rear cows. From there, you have baby cow. And when they grow up, they cut it, send the beef to US and use the leather in Brazil. In India, do you think anything happening in a similar way? Cow slaughter is not allowed, but anything else may be happening? Sorry, sir, all the people here are well experienced, well exposed. Okay, cow slaughter is illegal unless you take government permission, and there is no permission which is coming, but buffalo slaughter is allowed. So there is a huge trade of buffalo slaughter in the country, and that buffalo slaughter, I know of one company in UP, total legal entity operating under strict government controls, private entity. They are slaughtering about 80 buffaloes per day, and all that meat, after processing and international inspection and approval, is being exported to Japan, China, Egypt, and so on. So the hide, or that, it's called the hide only, that is processed and converted into leather in Kanpur. And one of the largest company in Kanpur is Mirza Tanneries, which is also a public quoted company. Yes, sir, let us go further. Manufacture of wood, its product and cork. So any idea as valuers, how much of wood consumption in India is imported wood and how much of it is self-produced wood? Any guess? Any guess, sir?
50% is imported.
50%. Any other guess, sir? Of the total wood that we use, over 90% is imported. India में wood बचा ही नहीं है. And interestingly, one of the largest exporters of wood is Canada and US. ये जो light color wood दिखता है, ये सब वहीं से आता है. A lot of teak comes from Africa. And another big exporter of wood to India is Malaysia. In Malaysia, they call it engineered wood. What it means is they take ये palm leaf का पत्ता और ये सारी चीज, they then crush it, make it into a powder, mix it with adhesive, and then make it on something called MDH. So that's just interesting conversation. So manufacture of wood, its product and cork. Manufacture of paper and paper products. On this, I just want to share one thing. Either Aditya Birla or Build, one of the two companies, have got 1,000 crore facility in China. What they do is in Canada, and in Canada, because there is a lot of wood activity, the sawdust of the wood they take and process and then send it to India to make paper. But as we go along, today, everything of paper is going out. So I'm sure this weightage will also go down. Printing and the production of recorded media, which means VCRs and cassette tapes, which are not there, CDs. Manufacture of chemical and chemical products, manufacture of pharma, manufacture of rubber and plastic, manufacture of other non-metallic mineral products, manufacture of base metal. So manufacture of base metal basically means that from ore, manufacturing the iron or aluminum like this. Manufacture of metal products except machinery and equipment. Manufacture of computer, electronic and optical products. Manufacture of electrical, manufacture of machinery and equipment. Manufacture of motor vehicle, trailer and semi-trailers. Manufacture of other transport equipment. Manufacture of furniture and other manufacturing. Any questions? What I would do is, if there is no question, I will go through this list once more, just that it goes a little deeper inside us, that so many things are possible from a wholesale price index. No questions. I don't know. Either I'm very boring or everybody knows about this subject. So anyway, I'm just going through all the details of the present series, just so that we absorb it. So first thing is primary article are 22, fuel and power is 30, manufactured is 64. And in valuation, we need all the three type of things. Whether in I know of a case where the valuer, land and building valuer had to value a total mine. So when the valuation was going for the mine, the land was not given as a sale. It was not given on a lease. The only
Sir, you're not audible.
Sir, your mic is mute.
Oh, sorry. Okay now?
So you may please repeat, sir.
Yes.
Okay. I'll repeat. I don't know from where shall I repeat.
So from this basically mining case.
Okay, mining case.
Yes.
So this case was when a valuer was to do valuation of a mine, and in that now how does mining leases work? This was in Rajasthan. So in a mining lease, the ownership of the land remains with the government. The person is given a right to mine a particular one or two minerals for a particular period of time. And when he leaves, he has to make sure that the land is vacated in a particular manner. So when you do this, because there is no land which is transacted, so we cannot do a market comparison method of valuation. The prices now in this whole case, the only way you can do valuation of that whole thing was through the income method, cash discounting method, because how things will happen, it will come into picture. Now, the mineral price is totally related to the London Stock Exchange prices or MCX prices. And from there, you have to create indexes of labor cost, indexes of machine repair cost, and so on. So, a case in land and building of a mining, it also had to operate in this manner. So that's where, the indexes or the minerals and so on, they start becoming important. And because we have this data published on a weekly basis, I have the data with me on a monthly basis, because that they say is more reliable. The Niti Aayog says that is more reliable. So even on that, over a period of next 5 years, a lot of extrapolations and things can be carried out. So now, if we look into manufactured item, which is 64%, there are manufacture of food product, beverages, tobacco, textile, wearing apparels. We had talked about leather, manufacture of food. 90% plus wood is imported. Very, very interesting case. I also do some business consulting on the side. So there we were doing consulting in Muradabad for handicrafts. Now in Muradabad, they were using mango wood for making handicrafts and not the imported wood. And there were reasons, there were technical reasons why mango wood is better than that. Now the mango wood, you cannot cut a mango tree for a minimum of 11 years after you start, and every tree has to be numbered, and it's not an easy thing. And then there are big trading places or mandi where these are traded. So, that's where the wood products, they start coming into picture. Manufacture of paper and paper products, printing, reproduction, manufacture of chemical and chemical products. On the printing and reproduction, again, just some data I read, I don't even remember, where the total amount of usage of paper in India has gone down by 35% over the last 7 to 8 years. And that one of the biggest contributor was railway tickets and airline tickets. Now, the latest is Digi Yatra. I don't know, all the people in metro would have seen the Digi Yatra, I guess. Correct?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes. And the next stage is the railway minister has already said that he wants to link Digi Yatra for railways also. So you don't need anything. In Delhi Metro, they have now the token system is finished. Now they say you put a ticket on through the Paytm and you get a QR code. You show the QR code to the gate and you can go. So just look at the way the paper is going down. Of course, it is good for the environment, but it is definitely going to affect the index also. Okay, manufacture of chemical and chemical products. Any idea which chemical product is going to be one of the fastest growing product in the world? It will come under energy also.
Methanol.
No. The three companies which are running after this are Reliance, Ambani's and L&T.
Petroleum.
Hydrogen.
maybe?
No.
Lithium?
Petroleum is a big-
Hydrogen.
No.
Hydrogen. No, lithium is not a, lithium is only a metal, but hydrogen. You see the way the world is moving, that hydrogen is the next fuel which people are talking about. And all these three companies together, they say we will be the largest exporter of hydrogen in the world, because India has got good sunshine. So from there, they will make solar energy. From solar energy, they will convert it into hydrogen. So any idea if there is a hydrogen car in the country? There is one car in the country.
Sir, I believe Mr. Nitin Gadkari is using it.
Toyota.
Absolutely correct. Nitin Gadkari has got the first hydrogen car of the country. So that is there. And the first hydrogen train in the country will run between Kalka and Shimla, which is expected by December 23 or January 24. Already 3 small trains or 3 engines have been ordered. One will be here, the other will be Coimbatore Ooty. There is also a tender which has been won by Reliance and a company called Altmet for making hydrogen buses for Bangalore city. So that is the next chemical which is coming up in such a big way. And I don't know, I have seen Delhi to Jaipur, there are about 7 or 8 electric buses which are running, and they are cheaper than the normal diesel buses. I have also seen buses between Mysore and Bangalore on electric. And for how much time does it take to change it into electric? So there is going to be a very interesting change on some of these things. Manufacture of pharma, medicine, chemical and botanical products, rubber and plastics products, manufacture of other non-metallic mineral, manufacture of base metal, manufacture of metal products except machinery and equipment. Now here they have very clearly said manufacture of metal product except machinery and equipment. Any reason why this has been made separate from machinery and equipment?
Because machinery and equipment involves various other materials as well.
No, the nature is different. Nature means the machinery and equipment are capital equipment where depreciation and everything takes over a period of time. Whereas other metal products may not give that length of time. So that is the basic difference. there are presses, heavy duty, 1,000, 1,200 ton presses, which are 100-year-old and is still running. And metal product में वो stapler की pin आती है ना, that is also a metal product.
Sir Agarwal, sir, that now the things are getting technology intensified. And how do you think that this list is capturing the technology rightly? The other slide, you told that the cattle to land, land to machinery, and machinery to technology. Technology is getting so much of importance, but this list that is mostly machine oriented only.
You are absolutely correct that today we should have things of technology coming here. So when we talk of the present series of primary fuel and manufactured products, these items should be included. But so far, this is what it is, and they are not included. Another good thing about the present government is you can keep writing mails to them. If you go to the website, there will be an email address. Please keep giving suggestions. And I have done several times. I have also got a response that thank you for your suggestion. We will consider it. And in 2 cases, there were slight changes which happened. Those were related to stock market. That's another point, but something happened. But your comment is absolutely, sir, accepted. Okay. Now, manufacture of computer and electronic and optical. So there is a slight bit of technology here.
Hydrogen, what you said, will it not come under fuel?
Sorry?
The hydrogen that is being that will be used for the flying of vehicles, will it not come under fuel and power in this slide?
Yes, yeah, absolutely correct. It may come under fuel and power, or it may also come under specialty chemicals, because hydrogen is also used to make steel, and it is also used in refining. Now, how it will be categorized, I'm too small a person to even influence it. Forget about a decision. So there are a lot of big people getting good salaries also, and there will be discussions, and then there are expert committees which will take all these things. The reason I was mentioning this is how with change of technologies and different new things coming, these indexes also reflect the changes. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
And then manufacture of electrical machine and equipment, motor vehicle, trailer and semi-trailer, other transport equipments, manufacturing of furniture. Now here interesting is manufacture of furniture, they have taken out from the wood products, because furniture can be manufactured by plastics. It can be manufactured by metal as well, and other manufacturing. So this is just, giving a gist of what all things are available in the index. And a lot of this data is available from 1951. So in one of the cases that we used index, and I used another case which is going on for a hospital in Bombay. We'll discuss that also. So what we see is WSI is very comprehensive. There are over 700 items. There are large subdivision. It gives a very fair change of prices over a period of time. And we can use only for the subhead or the item we are interested. Now, the last line means, suppose we are interested only in the chemical products. So I can take that part of it across time, because this index is issued every month, and then see how the overall movement was. The examples which I will discuss later, the case study, it will become very interesting on that.
Sir,
now, yes, please.
A question. How frequently is the weightage? Are the weightages changed?
See, weightages are reviewed on an annual basis, and typically 5 years they put a weightage change, and on 10 years they do a complete revamp. That is the position so far.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay, now let's look into a little more detail of manufacturing of machinery and equipment. So if we see now, one is the title. The second is this 131801000. This is the head, and this 0.63840 is the weightage. So in this, if you see, so A, manufacturer of engine, turbine, except aircraft, vehicle, and two-vehicle engine, the category head is 131801000. In this category, they have put two items, steam turbine and industrial valve, with these two weightages, these two numbers and weightages. Now, the interesting thing here is that once you start putting these numbers like 1318, then the chances of error becomes low. The way to calculate becomes easier. And for we as valuers, we become much clearer that this number is being used over a period of time. I will discuss it later, but let me just give a incident. We were trying to get a net present value, replacement value for a complete big unit, about 98 crore value, and that was imported from England in 1962. The company had gone bankrupt. The technology had become obsolescence. The duty at that time was very high, about 90–80%. Now it was lower. So how do you manage to get those? Manufacture of fluid power equipment. Here again, if you see, the title is last zeros, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have the weightages. So you have hydraulic pump where the weightage is very, very small, but you have these weightages. Another is manufacture of other pumps, compressors, tapes, and valves. So you can see other weightages also. This is slightly technical, more related to P&M and somewhat to SNF, less related to what do you call L&B. So I'll just go faster. Now these are other. I'm going to keep my mouth shut for a few minutes, and then please go through it, and then I will just review. This is all plain data, nothing else.
Sir, here I would like to say one thing, sir.
Yes, please.
In P&M valuation, we also use economic advisory council's data as well, like EA Industrial Index. So will you be covering that?
No, I will not be covering economic advisory data.
Okay. Okay.
In land and building, that index I was talking about is an index from RBI. They have taken 10 cities for which they take out the property prices of each city and they make a composite index, and it is released. It is there on the RBI website, and I will cover that in this later. Okay, so this is all continuing in manufacturing item. You can see the total details to what they have gone into. And for plant and machinery, this if somebody wants to go into detail, this is what it is. A lot of this data is being used by asset reconstruction companies. They use this data to get a fair value of the equipment to give a quotation to buy stress assets. We have done valuations for them also, so we know how important they give to this data. Again, continuing the same data. I'm skipping it because this is plain data, nothing is coming down. So what we see is a wholesale price index is an average of large variety of items. It is announced every month. It is updated, reformed every few years. Index base year also changes. It has a large variety of machineries included, and we can use what is required by us. This does not cover property index, which we will cover later. Now, SNF also, they use a lot of index data just because they have to, when they have to do company valuations or they have to do cross-border transactions, then indexes start coming into picture in a bigger way. These are the following base years which were done. And the base years was 52, 53, and 61, 62, 70, 71, 81, 82, then 93, 94, 2004, 2005, 2011, 22. Now, these were the years.
Sir,
I
here
think
it
it
is
should be
written
quick.
WPI. And
Yeah, yes.
again,
That is a,
that is why I asked that question.
No, you are right. This is a mistake. It's WSI is what I should be writing. So there are two errors. One is this and the other is 2011 into 22. It should be 2011-12. And then from each year to other year, there are linking factors from one base year to another. Now, when I will send this PPT, I will change these two. So I have noted it here. Now, linking factor is how one series is linked to another. So, for example, 71, 72 series starts at 100. 81, 82 series also starts at 100. How are these two linked? So, the factor on the basis is in 71, 72, 1, 81, 82, 2.74, then 2.45, 1.87, 1.54. Now, this is the factor from one to another. So, to take a factor from 71 up to 2011-12, you just keep multiplying these factors and you get that value. So from base year, that's what it is. So the way I have done it is I have taken all the data, put the factors, and now I have one huge Excel sheet where after the factor, what is the index, it comes out. So when we have to do the calculation, it becomes very easy. Then I don't have to use multiple factors and the confusion is less. Okay,
which website we do get this data? Sir?
All of this is you just search wholesale price index data, consumer price data index. There are 2-3 places we get. I use the Niti Aayog website. It is there. It's a full about 8 to 10 pages of all this available and explanation and everything. Okay, now how to use the linking factor. First, check the base year. Asset was purchased in 1975 at 1 lakh. Asset is to be valued in 84. So the index of machinery in July 75 was 174 and index of machinery in 1984 was 113.3. So in this case, the index has gone down. So there is a change, there is a change in base year. So we have to use the factor. So what we have to do is factor for 71, 72 and 81, 82 from 71 to 81, 82 base, it is 2.74. So 113.3 has to be multiplied by 2.74, it becomes 310. And then the value in year 1 into index in year 2 divided by index in year 1, we get the replacement value as of the year of valuations. I'm keeping it here. Please read it and in case there is a question, because this concept, what I have calculation I have done is becomes the crux on how to use the index. Sir, is it clear, this calculation?
Can you give another example, sir? 1971, 72 to 2011 and 2012.
Sir, please repeat this example, sir.
Okay, I will repeat the example. Now, the asset was purchased in 1975 at 1 lakh. So in 1975, the index base was 7172. And the asset is to be valued in December 1984. So in that case, the index base was changed, but there is a linking factor of 2.74. So what I did first was that I took the index of machinery, just the machinery part of it, it was 174. And the index of machinery, same machinery part of it in 1984 was 113.3. But because the base year has changed, they do not reflect the right thing. As a result, I have to multiply the 84 because now the base year has changed. I have to multiply that by 2.74. So what I have done, the 113.3 I multiply by 2.74. So now I get 310.44. This 310.44 is for the base. If I had taken the base year as 7172, then this would have been the index. Now, because the base year of both the dates, the purchase and the valuation has to be same. Hence, the base year now I have converted from 84 to 172 days. Once that conversion takes place, then the last is the formula that value in December 84 is value in year 1 multiplied by index in year 2 divided by index in year 1, and that is the value. Is it okay? Okay, there was another question. Suppose we take it for a larger period. So let me here do one thing. Let's say it is 12.68. So if the machine was to be valued in, let us say, 2016, then the index of 2016 would be taken and multiplied by 12.68 because the machine purchase at that time, the index base was 7172.
And so suppose the machinery was purchased in 1981-82, then what will be the procedure?
Okay, let me put it here as an example because then it will become more clear. Okay. So please, this is only as an example and nothing more. So please bear it with that. In case you want to have the actual figures, then we can do that also. Now, let us say these are the things which is there. So, when we talk of base year 2 with base year 1, then we have to multiply by 2.5. Now, if we take base year 3, if we take base year 3 with base year 1, then we have to multiply by 2.5 multiplied by 2.11. This factor is with respect to 1 back base year. Now suppose we have to consider base year 4 with base year 2. Then we have to multiply by base year 4 to base year 3 is 1.66, and base year 3 to base year 2, it is 2.11, then into 2.1. First is this fundamental clear? Once it is clear, then I will take up something practical.
Yes, sir, clear. Sir, sometimes what happens is that the government of India basically changes the value for a particular base year. So I want you to take an example for that linking factor as well. That will be very helpful.
See, let us say, the base year always starts at 100. Now, whenever you have a base year, let us say the base year was 200102, and the next base year becomes 2006-07. Now here they have changed. So when the new series, that will always start at 100. And here also the new series will start at 100. Now they will have a linking factor. This linking factor will be for between 2006-07 and 2001-02. So that is what it is. Now maybe the next base year they made as 2011-2012. Then they will have a linking factor between 2011-12 and 2006-07.
So, sir, here, suppose if the product was purchased in 2001 and 2002, 2. And we have to value it for the period 2011-2012. But in between, there is a linking factor involved, as you said. So then how is that to be taken into account? Like, because the series is changing. I hope you got my point, sir.
Yes, I got the point. Let me try to give that as an example. So 2001, 2002, let us say December 2003, the index was for something 112. Okay. And the valuation you want to do is for 2015. And this has to be done in October 2015, and that time the index was 116. Okay. Okay, so let the link now here, let us say, now this is only as an example, so please do not take that as actual data. Okay, so this is what it is. So now first thing we have to do is correct. First we have to get this linking factor, right, Ji? Correct, sir?
Got it, sir. Got it.
So what we do in this is, because linking factor is between two series. So from 201112 to 200506, my linking factor is 1.86. Then the linking factor from 200506 to 200102 is 2.11. So now we have to do is, what we have to do is we have to multiply these two factors. So now it will be 1.86 multiplied by 2.11. This will come as, let me just do it also.
Mm, 3.92.
Okay, so this comes as 3.92. So now what we have to do is, in October 2015, the index was 116. So now we have to make this number equivalent for 200102 series. So what we do is we 116 we multiply by 3.92, which is equal to, sir, can you please do this also?
So it is 454.72.
454.7. So this is the comparable index value. Now, has this, whatever I have written here, has this been understood or not?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, so if it is clear, I will just do few more lines and then we break for lunch. When we come back, I will explain this again. Because what I am doing is the total crux of the CB.
Yes, sir.
I have no problem in spending 1 hour extra also on this. So now say in December 2003, the machine was purchased at rupees 1.00 lakhs. So the value in October 2015 will be value of original purchase multiplied by index of valuation date divided by index of purchase date. So this is equal to 1.00 multiplied by 454.72 divided by 112. This is what will be the value.
It will be 4.06.
Sorry, 4.06. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So this is the value. So what we are now trying to say is that particular machine which is not being produced now, the maker may be bankrupt, whatever may happen, the machine that we purchased in December, machine, asset, anything that we purchased in December 2003, which today would have value, the new machine, apple to apple, would have been 4.06. Rest calculation is easy.
Yes, sir.
Ajay?
I said thank you. Thank you, sir.
So I hope this is all clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Clear.
Chalo, let us do one thing, sir. Let us break for lunch, and after lunch, we will go through this whole thing again, because this is the final crux of the whole thing. Correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because
Sure.
once you understand this, the how to get the multiplying factors, how to get the value, then we can look into far more complex cases where there are multiple indexes get involved, and how do we calculate those things.
Wow.
Chalo, sir. Have a nice lunch. No
Right,
sleeping
sir.
today.
Okay.
So we meet at 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay.